Okay, and welcome to Shelf Life number, I don't know, I think off the top of my head, it would have to be 36. I'm still on vacation, and we are going to talk a little bit about vacation, and we're going to talk about how I'm totally spitballing this. While on vacation, I had some guilt about, first of all, I apologize again for the not in my studio shelf life. And if the AC is driving you nuts, I brought the camera a little bit closer so everyone could hear me a little bit better. I spent the whole day outside, pretty much the whole week outside. And yeah, it feels awesome. But I had some guilt this week about not necessarily doing as much reading as I thought. And with the time I have left, I felt like I was in a reading slump with all the adventures I was going on. But then I did a little bit of a book shopping haul, and today I kind of jumped back in, and that feels really good. Yeah, I don't necessarily know if this is going to be a shelf life, if it should be or shouldn't be. I guess by the time we end this, I'll have felt it out. But it definitely feels weird to do these impromptu without my notebook and without like really delving into everything. I feel like I'm shortchanging you guys. But some of you like the updates. What music have I been listening to? I have not been listening to music because my rental car, the stereo sucks. And I usually bring my own aux cord so I can listen to music. I like to listen to, out of the blue, outlaw country because my wife and my son, I don't want to subject them to my music all the time, so I put on some outlaw country, and that's like the playlist, so I have that all ready to go. Old school outlaw country, and everyone loves that, especially because here in Maui there's upcountry where there are cowboys, there are rodeos, so that's kind of fun. But I plugged into the car, and it was just all static and garbage coming out of one side speaker, and that drives me bananas. So I've been using this as a practice to release from the music and all the sound all the time. So what have I been listening to? Not much. Reading has kind of, I read when I can, but I don't know why I packed all this, and that's how I felt. But then today I started reading again. The count, you can see it is in this bag, and I don't know if Penguin does this or if this is just how it works, but here I'm on page 618. I got off the plane and it was like 597, so I did a couple pages this morning, but I really haven't read much this week. But I noticed, I don't know if it's from the weather, but do you see this? I'm hoping you can see this. You see this right here? Is this a protective cover? Like when you have electronics and you just notice a protective cover and you leave it on all the time? Or should I not peel this? I don't know. But remember, I told you I was going to read this and I was going to document how I beat the living bejesus out of this book. We're there. And I'm about, I think, 1.5 pages from the boom halfway mark. I leave here on Friday, so I'm planning on doing another big fat long read on the plane on the way home. And between now and Friday, I want to get as much done of this as I possibly can, because I have to forgive myself. I'm on vacation, and I've been really good about not watching TV and not scrolling my phone. But this vacation, I have been sitting, hanging out with everybody, and just scrolling on my phone. And it feels good to finally just like, nah, whatever, because I catch myself now, like, hey, you should be reading. That's your gig. That's your gig, man. Like you started this whole thing to get away from your phone. So I'm on vacation. I'm not feeling guilty about it. With that being said, I do actually have something for you. I have a recent book haul, and it is a book haul. I did not know what to expect from this. It's a bit of a story. How is this going to work? This is not fitting in the freezer bag. This is what I bring to the beach so it doesn't get absolutely soaking wet and covered in sand. And it works. And also, you can put your phone in here. The phone or your watch. My Garmin died when I was out here. I had to get a new one. So I went to a place. It's one of 3 locations. It's called, I have a pamphlet here, the Maui Friends of the Library. I think it's, I'm not going to read all of this now, but yes, as you can see, there are 3 locations, and apparently the one I went to and I took a picture of on Instagram, that's like a unique location. And I have known that there is one like down the road from here for a while, but when I went on my big long run adventure, I noticed the sign. It just said books. It was like hand painted, and it said M through S, Monday through Saturday, 9 to 4, and that was it. And I mean, it was on a wall in like an industrial park, and it was like, this look, I don't know if this is a working factory or if it was an abandoned factory, and it was a long industrial road with like closed roads, dirt roads, locals only signs, abandoned cars, and I like to remain as respectful as I can when I'm here, and I do not want to be the rental car just with my family going down places I'm not supposed to be. But it said books. It was the day, it was within the hour, so I'm driving down this road, I'm looking around, and part of me was like, please don't even be open, please be closed, because there will be signs up for places and you drive down and it's just like the place closed down 4 years ago and you don't even know about it. But I finally found the place. It was a little tiny shack, and it had all the books out. It had like little carts with like donations on there, and I'm gonna post a video I took real quick walking up and down the aisles, skinny little aisles, old books, and it was totally open. It was open doors, and like there were like kind of like the windows that you have in a basement, like the skinny windows up high, but they were screened in all the way up, and there were fans going, so there was good airflow, but it was hot, it was dusty, it was pulling in the dust, so like there was dust sitting on top of all the books. But there were DVDs, and all the signs were written in hand, and I think it's like a volunteer place. Again, I haven't read this yet. This is an impromptu video, so it's vacation, forgive me. But I asked the guy, like, how much are the books? And he's like, if it's not marked with this sticker, then they're all 50 cents. And I had a pile, and he's like, he looks like you got $2.50 worth of books. And I didn't know if it was going to be a cash-only place or not. I only had like $8 on me, and I had my credit card. And as soon as he said that, I'm like, oh, I'm going to get another one just to make it an even $3. And then I donated $1. I know I donated a whole $1, but I'm definitely going to at least check out the other one that's up here. I think there's another one out near Lahaina. I could have read that book before I did this and prepared, so again, forgive me, but we will be investigating further. I had known about this place for the last 2 times I've been here, but I just didn't have the gall to go and check it out. But I did get a real fast haul. My family was with me. I didn't want to just be the guy in the bookstore waiting with my family in the car for hours and hours, because I could have spent at least an hour and a half there, but I think I got in and out in 20 minutes. So, let's see. First one I grabbed, I got a copy of Beowulf. I had started reading this before, and I got rid of the book. I donated it, and I want to read it again, so I scored a Beowulf. I scored an Ethan Frome, and the cool thing is I think this is from Baldwin High School Library. Ethan Frome and other short stories by Edith Wharton. All of you people online say that you need to read this. This is part of the classics that you need to read. It still has the dust on it, I can feel it. With the philosophy books I've been reading, and the little philosophy list I have for myself, what am I on right now? Plato, and then I think there's a couple more ahead, but I know I had Virgil on there. How do I pronounce this? Aeneid? I don't know. It's a Penguins Classic too for 95 cents. How old is this? Sweet. And none of them are like really beat. There were some beat ones in there, but for 50 cents you really can't complain. Dante's Inferno. Dante's Immortal Drama of a Journey Through Hell. A new translation by John Ciardi. Look at that cover. And this is just like an OG of this. Who published this? Mentor. It's just old school beat book for a classic. I mean, 50 cents you can't beat. And then I saw this. NYRB. And I know that they have a wide range of books. And this is The Case of Konrad Tulyayev. I got this strictly because I read the back. I grabbed this and I'm like, NYRB Classics. And I didn't even read it. And I was like, wait, you're kind of being a little hasty. And then I read the back, and it's mainly about like the purge of Stalin. And I was like, sounds absolutely terrible. And it's an NYRB. Families in the car, just snag it. It's 50 cents. So if any of you have read this, please let me know. A Case of Konrad Tulyayev by Victor Sergey. Looks cool. So I just snagged that. And that's what I had in my hand when I asked the gentleman working there how much. And he's like, you got $250 on you. So I went back and I'm like, I got to find one more real quick. So with the price being so good, and I used a little bit of my tracker sense, a little bit of my my know-how now that I'm a big reader. And look at this spine. For 50 cents, I maximized the number of pages. How many pages is this? 1,463? 1,463 with not one crack in the spine. It is an old, it's got the stains of age, and the only complete and unabridged paperback. I got this because I wanted the most pages, and look at that spine. I was thrilled with this. So I'm like, this is the most bang for your buck without actually going through all the books. Just grab and go. So, let's see. Not bad. And I could have got more, but I mean, I got to pack these with all my stuff and get them home. So, this is my first vacation book haul. How'd I do? What do you think? Have you read any of these? Let me know. And this was my first, like, I've gotten used books before, but never at this price. If you know anywhere in New England where I could get more kind of shopping like this done, like, I felt like a little kid who got to spend his allowance. It was incredible. All right, well, my son is waiting through the window. We're getting ready to go to dinner. I just filmed this real quick because I knew I had a couple minutes. Thank you all. He's banging on the window. He's got his little hook that he wants to play with. Thank you again. Really appreciate you guys sticking with me through vacation. Next week, I will be back in the studio in front of the shelf. So let me know your thoughts. And hey, Bubba. Love you guys. Out.